Having been born as we have, we now face death. Nothing more is required to assure that we shall die, but that we have been born. Once a seed gives rise to a sprout, we know that in time, the plant that develops from that seed will wither up and die. Having come into this room as we have means that we will go out. Whatever buildings we raise up will come down in time. The great mountain system to the north and the west of here, the Appalachian Mountain System. These mountains were drifting away from Virginia and North Carolina at approximately the rate at which our fingernails grow, moving that much day by day by day. They've now gotten to Scotland and Morocco. Some of these mountains might have been as high as 10 miles high, and now none of them is more than 1 mile high. And so they've worn away over the millions of years. They rose up to their height, some, if 10 miles high, 4 miles taller than Mount Everest, and then worn away through the forces of erosion and so forth, down to where we see these gently rounded mountains in Virginia now. If even these great mountain systems dissolve in time, what need is there to say for this frail body? Well, I think the reason that the Buddhist and the Hindus so much emphasize death and impermanence is as a motivator to do what we need to do at this time, because time is running out. Time is running out for all of us. And against the backdrop of certain death and inescapable suffering, we all want happiness and don't want suffering. So now is the moment when we can act to move toward what we think will give us happiness and help us to avoid suffering. Whatever it is that you think you want to do, your time is running out on that. So thinking about death and impermanence is not morose, death-oriented, dark. It is meant to be encouraging. The context of the talk about death and impermanence in Buddhism is as a motivator for spiritual practice. But it can be well and equally applied to whatever it is you think you need to do, like finish up college or speak to an old friend about something.
What the Buddhist approach is to view death in even a more comprehensive way, which is really death is the bigger envelope around death is impermanence, that things end. Not just you, everything ends. So that's a part of our experience. We're much more comfortable usually working with our part of our experience where we can attach to something as beginning or underway or in the middle of the experience. But when it ends, we go like, I have nothing to hold on to anymore. And even if it's the end of a meal, a pleasant meal, or the end of a love affair, or the end of a tour, all of a sudden, impermanence throws us into a relationship to things that's quite different. And we can't control it. So the impermanence probably is the most profound teaching of all the teachings. I think even an advanced practitioner could try to refabricate impermanence to mean I can make that work for me somehow. I can be a wise person or be part of a wisdom tradition. But the actual experience of impermanence is completely potent. And you could say, well, it teaches you to let go, but that's like a solution. You already let go. It's over. You just have to go home now. So there's not so much manipulation happening when you face impermanence. There's a sense of more surrender, opening, yielding. And the Buddhist view is that each moment there's impermanence riddling our experience. Things are ending. That's the microcosmic view.